If you're on Android or iOS, you're about to have a ridiculously good month. Whether you want heart-pounding action, deep RPGs, or mind-bending puzzles, there's something here for you. Stick around until the end for some bonus picks you won't want to miss. And hey, if you love discovering the best new mobile games, tap that like button and hit subscribe. All right, let's get into it. We're kicking things off with Kamla, a game that takes survival horror and cranks it up to 11. You wake up in an abandoned mansion, and let's just say, it's not exactly empty. Strange whispers echo through the halls, shadows move when you're not looking, and something hungry is hunting you. The game mixes puzzle solving with intense survival mechanics. You'll scavenge for tools, decipher cryptic messages, and navigate pitch-black corridors, all while trying not to get caught by whatever lurks in the dark. The atmosphere? Pure nightmare fuel. The jump scares? Brutal. If you love horror games that mess with your head, Kamla is a must-play. Next up at number 9, we've got the Dragon Odyssey, a gorgeous open-world RPG where dragons aren't just your enemies, they're your allies. You start as a lone warrior, but as you explore this massive world, you'll unlock powerful dragon companions, each with unique abilities. The combat is a mix of fast-paced hack and slash and tactical spellcasting, and trust me, it feels amazing. But it's not just about fighting. There are dungeons to explore, NPCs to befriend or betray, and legendary gear to hunt down. And if you like teaming up, the multiplayer mode lets you form guilds, raid massive bosses, and test your skills in PvP arenas. Whether you're a solo adventurer or a social player, the Dragon Odyssey has something for you. At number 8, Suicide Guy: The Lost Dream is easily one of the weirdest puzzle games you'll ever play, and I mean that in the best way. The premise? You're stuck in a dream world, and the only way to wake up is by, well, let's just say creative problem solving is required. The puzzles start off simple, but quickly spiral into bizarre and hilarious scenarios. One level has you launching yourself out of a catapult. Another has you causing absolute chaos in a physics-based world just to trigger the next solution. It's quirky, funny, and surprisingly challenging. If you're tired of the same old puzzle games, The Lost Dream is worth checking out. Coming in at number 7, World of Tanks Blitz Reforged is here to remind you why tanks are awesome. This isn't just a minor update, it's a full-blown overhaul. With Unreal Engine 5, explosions look insane, tank battles feel weightier, and the destruction physics are chef's kiss. The biggest new feature? 3D commanders, customizable characters with unique abilities that add a new layer of strategy to battles. Throw in over 600 tanks to collect, new battle modes like low-gravity warfare, and a thriving online community, and you've got one of the most polished multiplayer war games on mobile. At number 6, Hero's Adventure brings that old-school RPG charm, but with a fresh 2025 twist. The world is huge, packed with towns, secret dungeons, and legendary loot. The turn-based combat keeps things strategic, while the open-ended story lets you shape your own adventure. The only downside? Some of the dialogue is so over the top it feels like it came straight out of an 80s fantasy B-movie. But if you love classic RPGs with tons of exploration, Hero's Adventure is worth playing. At number 5, Into the Void is a third-person sci-fi shooter that nails both action and storytelling. You play as a rogue pilot navigating the remnants of a dying universe, jumping between different planets, fighting alien threats, and uncovering a deep, branching storyline. The gunplay is tight, the movement is fluid, and the visuals? Straight-up console quality. What really makes this one stand out is how much freedom you have. Want to focus on space combat? Go for it. Prefer exploring hidden lore and making tough moral choices? You can do that too. If you're into sci-fi with depth, Into the Void delivers. Sliding in at number 4, Black Beacon is what you get when you mix Dark Souls-style combat with a mystery-driven post-apocalyptic world. You play as a lone wanderer investigating a mysterious monolith that has suddenly awakened after centuries. The combat is brutal, Every enemy encounter feels like a boss fight, and dodging at the right moment is everything. As you dig deeper, the story gets twisted in the best way possible. Every discovery feels earned, and the world building is fantastic. If you want a challenge with a gripping story, Black Beacon is for you. At number 3, Future Warfare. Mercenaries throws you into a dystopian battlefield where survival is anything but guaranteed. This third-person shooter is fast, with intense firefights, destructible environments, and weapons that feel powerful. You're leading a rebellion against the corporate overlords of New Fortuna, and every mission gets crazier as you fight your way to the top. What sets this one apart? Tactical depth. You can customize your squad, adapt to different mission styles, and even use the environment to your advantage. If you're craving a shooter that rewards skill and strategy, this is the one to play. At number 2, Cassette Beasts puts a fresh spin on monster-catching RPGs, and it's addictive. Stranded on the island of New Wirral, you record monsters onto cassette tapes and use their abilities to fight, solve puzzles, and explore the world. The coolest part? Fusion mechanics. You can combine different creatures into completely new forms, giving you endless team-building options. And unlike some monster-catching games, this one actually has a story that matters. The island is full of mysteries, and every new discovery pulls you deeper into its world. If you love games like Pokemon but want something fresh, Cassette Beasts is a must-play. And finally, at number 1, we have Bright Memory Infinite, a game that plays like a blockbuster action movie, but on mobile. This FPS mixes gunplay with slick sword combat, letting you seamlessly switch between shooting, slashing, and pulling off insane aerial combos. The graphics are outrageous for a mobile game, and the story keeps the pace fast. The only downside? It's a bit short. You can finish it in about 6 hours. But those 6 hours? Absolutely worth it. If you want a game that feels like a console experience on your phone, Bright Memory Infinite is the best pick this month. And that's the list. Which game are you most excited for? Drop your pick in the comments. If you had fun, tap that like button and subscribe so you never miss the next big drop. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming.